A short film titled Junior has received more than 4 million views on the internet. Its Detroit-based filmmaker and lead actor are getting rave reviews for this frank look at the impact of bullying on children.
Oh, scary ass.
The film is also included in a new series highlighting Detroit filmmakers, airing on the city of Detroit's 2 cable channels. I'm pleased to welcome the film's director and writer, DeTonio Cheatham, lead actor DeBlessed Robinson, and the producer of the Detroit cable series, Lazar Favors of Trinity Films and Entertainment Group. Welcome to American Black Journal.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So let's start with telling me about the idea for this film. How'd you come up with this?
Well, originally I was doing it for a film competition, and every year you have to follow a theme, and this year the theme was fight or flight. So I decided to tackle a film about bullying, you know, and I needed a young boy to play the lead part, so I used my resources to my advantages.
Yeah.
Got my little brother to do the part.
You got your little brother to do it.
Right.
Talk to me about playing that role. In that clip we saw, you're emoting really powerfully, but you're not speaking. You don't have any lines. It's your facial expressions and the things that you're doing. How did you get into that role?
He helped me throughout that scene because he somewhat was going through the same thing as a child, being bullied and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So these are experiences that you're familiar with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yes.
And has it been something that in the back of your mind you thought someday you could use art to try to deal with some of the things that happened to you?
No, not until recently.
Yeah.
You know, but I've always been the type to put out movies or short films or any projects with strong themes behind them, you know, with a thought-provoking message. So that's always been like my knack in all the movies that I do.
Yeah. So the numbers here are staggering. 4 million views. 5.3. That's right, because you keep racking them up even as we're sitting here. Did you have any idea it would get this kind of reception?
No, I did not. I didn't see this coming. I
Yeah.
just did it for the competition, threw it on the internet, and next thing you know, it took a life of its own.
What is it about the film that you think has got so many people obviously looking at it, but probably talking about it too, right?
The authenticity. Authenticity is what majority of people gravitate towards, you know, whenever they feel like they can relate to something. So, you know, with that alone, you know, the movie, it'll sell itself,
Right.
you know, the story alone, because it's something that millions of kids go through every day. You know, it's a serious situation.
Right. The fear of
being bullied,
cyberbullying,
Right.
and the sort of long-term effects of
Exactly.
of that on young people, especially.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Talk about this cable series that.
Well,
this is part
the Fearless Tribe of Fanatic Filmmakers. Actually, DeTonio is our December filmmaker for December. Now, the Finnish Tribe is a 2-year program that elevates the narrative of African American filmmakers, and we're supported by most recently supported by the Knights Foundation. And me and my wife came up with this project to again highlight filmmakers such as DeTonio, along with the city of Detroit and Zachary Cunningham and Jeremy Brockman, who also produces and helps on this project. And again, like I said, what that does is just we make sure that they get this recognition on what they do. Like this 5 million is unheard of in less than 90 days. That's amazing. That's something to talk about. That is a conversation. And yes, it's about bullying, but it's done well. It's done very well. The acting is done well. The storyline is done well, and it is actually something that hits home, even for myself, even for my. I had a story told to me by my father-in-law, who's 74 years old. He's go back. It took him back when he saw the movie. It took him back to when he was being
things
bullied.
that happened to
Right.
him.
That's amazing. Like that's 70 years old, right? So what we do is we choose to tell these stories out loud for our filmmakers, for the Detroit filmmakers, and we just provide this platform. And it's, like I said, it's a 2-year program. It airs on channel 22 and 21, Wednesdays and Fridays at 9 o'clock. So I mean it's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Do you find that as a filmmaker, there aren't enough opportunities to show your work to people, to get things done? Is it still just a very tough business to break into?
Yes, it's definitely still a tough business, but
And tougher for African Americans.
Yeah.
true indeed.
As well,
True
right?
indeed, true indeed. But I think that in this generation, we are kind of spoiled with the technology that we have, with the social media platforms and things like that. So we have a lot of access to the public, to get right to the consumers, versus having like a distributor or anything like that. But although that's still something that a lot of people, including myself, would love to have, somebody else spending their own money.
Right.
But at the same time, though, just like with the whole YouTube platform and the fact that Junior can reach millions of people around the world like that in a short period of time, like LZ said, that's his nickname that I gave him, LZ. Like he said, that's unheard of, especially in the city of Detroit, being African-American filmmakers, when you're putting out a positive movie, without the guns and all the violence and profanity and things like that. So, I think it's a blessing.
Yeah. You put this out on social media, and that's where it's getting all of this attention.
Yeah.
Do you think that would the film do better or as well if it was distributed another way, or is this now the best way to make sure that people are watching your work?
Well, I wouldn't say that one way is the best way, because if somebody else was to pick the movie up and they wanted to distribute it, if the situation is looking right, then I don't see why it wouldn't work, because YouTube is a platform of its own, of course, but there are still other platforms that can be reached as well.
Sure. Yeah.
So but this is just one of many, so there's a lot more to come from, JCP Films, myself, the Bless, and the film community in the city of Detroit, throughout the state of Michigan, actually.
Yeah.
So.
So this was your first film. What do your friends say? Have they seen it?
Yes, but I haven't. They haven't really been contacting me or anything
No.
about it.
No, you haven't heard from a lot of people.
No.
Did you enjoy doing this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really did.
Do you think you want to be an actor now? Still thinking about that?
Yeah. I'll try.
Yeah.
Try hard enough.
Yeah.
To get to it.
Yeah. I mean, the scene we saw is silent in the sense that there's no dialogue. Is it harder to coach actors to get messages across that way than with lines?
Not for me. Not if I know that you already have it, which I knew that he had it because he's playing basically himself.
Right.
you
right.
know, his look is very authentic in the movie. When I decided that when I came up with the script, I knew it immediately. My brother's going to play this part, and I had to go and tell my mother, "Look, don't get his haircut." I said, "Don't get his haircut until we get this
Until we're
movie
done,
Yeah,
right.
like, cause I need him to look scruffy.
Yeah,
Big clothes,
right.
some skinny, lanky kids. So I'm looking like, look, and I've been telling him, throughout the whole entire shooting process, I told him that you are representing millions of kids that go through this. Like, I went through this. Like, there's a scene involving a knife and everything like that. Like, those are real things that I went through, and I'm not the only one. So for it to be reaching this amount of people, it's all a blessing.
To comment on some of the comments, I mean, he's getting professors, psychiatrists, teachers, young people between the age of 10 and 18. Like, he's getting a lot of different, and people are sharing their stories and absolutely speaking to what the film is doing for them, right? So, and I think I think we have this community of filmmakers who do great work, right? And I think partnering with who we're partnering with to make these stories come to life or bring these stories to the forefront is what's going to make sure that a movie like that gets seen by the masses.
Gets seen
you know?
by
Yeah,
people.
absolutely. We've partnered with the likes of a gentleman who's a global thought leader. His name is Everett Finley. We partner with the city of Detroit. We partner with Imagine Theaters. Imagine that, right? You know, so those are platforms that we built relationships with, that we contact, and that we're able to bring these things to those screens. You know, including the Marlene Bowl Theater. So this is a year-round thing, year-round process. And this gentleman, he's been real. You know, he has over 50, maybe 80 different films and short films and things that he does. He never puts that camera down. The camera's in the studio right now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, no,
you know.
I saw him shooting. Well, congratulations on the work, and thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.